Hi guys, today is the 3rd of January 2020 and it's 5 minutes past 12 in the afternoon over here in the UK, and I just wanted to do a quick video with this January 2020 calendar connected with iPad Goat 2. What I've done is I've just taken the images that we've looked at over the last 2-3 years and the date interpretations that we've taken from those images, and I've just placed them on the calendar for potential watch dates, and hopefully it will make things a little bit easier in terms of what to watch for. So I've just simply, I don't know why it's not zooming in now. Let's see. Let me reconnect. Okay, now it's doing it. Alright, so I've just entered in, obviously, New Year's, the skeleton, easy reference to that. The next day, the second, between the second and the third, we all know that the US killed Qassam Soleimani, leader of the Quds military force, escalating things in the Middle East, as well as Kim Jong-un riding a white horse into the mountains, maybe a signifier for something. Biblically, that would be the man going forth conquering. So again, in relation to war and things like that, could very well be. Now, what I've done, as I said, is I've taken the images and the dates we've taken from those images and I've placed them on this calendar. I've looked at both the lunar and Gregorian calendar, so hopefully this will be an easier way of looking at it. In terms of a story, I think it's possible to put these images together in an event timeline. For example, and this is just for example, the three aircraft carriers, or three, sorry, aircraft that launched the one missile, possibly signifying January the 3rd, may have already taken place. It was January the 3rd in the Middle East when it took place, January the 2nd in other parts of the world, so between the 2nd and the 3rd. So that may have already taken place. That may lead to Iran coming out, since the iceberg that they're on looks like a sort of, it's a large one, so it's sort of like an aircraft carrier in that sense, may have connections with the USS Abraham Lincoln, or the USS Carl Vinson. The USS Carl Vinson is the, or was it Abraham Lincoln? No, it was the Carl Vinson. The USS Carl Vinson is the aircraft carrier that Osama bin Laden's body, excuse me, was disposed of or disposed from into the sea. So that may be a connection. I'm not sure if the Carl Vinson is in the area, but still the aircraft carriers are on watch. Obviously, with the missiles and things like that coming out, we've got this motion that the Osama bin Laden character does with the hands coming up above the head, almost like a wave, and in the background you can see this like rolling wave of smoke, which also resembles water in the sense of a tsunami. So if Iran was to come out, perhaps with these figures that look like missiles, maybe they do launch a missile, or two or three or a couple more, and destroy the aircraft carrier or aircraft carriers in the area. Maybe there's a nuclear element to it. Maybe the aircraft carriers are not nuclear powered. Maybe that has something to do with it. Not sure. Just putting the interpretations out there. Before I move on, obviously we know that the house, which is shaped like a nuclear rocket, is also a house, and the Senate goes back today. This could be a metaphorical fire in terms of, big things going on, and if that's the case, then the Iran situation would be connected to that. Again, with the missile also looking like a penis urinating, and the actual penis being made up of the word cult, C-U-L-T, it may be that that information is revealed today. Keep looking out for it, and that's what sets the house on metaphorical fire. Of course, there's New York and Maine encoded into the flames around this house as well, so that's something to watch out for. However, going back to the interpretation, if Iran was to launch a missile or two or three or more, and the missiles have a nuclear element to it, it could cause an earthquake. And we have the stamping feet of the Kali um, figure, the blue figure wearing a Kali mask. Obviously, that represents or connects us potentially with the Indian Ocean. Iran is not too far from the Indian Ocean that leads into the Strait of Hormuz. The tsunami fish jumping out of the water again could indicate an earthquake. Sorry, we'll go back into it. I didn't realize it would do that. Seems we've got a poor connection. But anyway, may symbolize an earthquake, which could then be followed by a tsunami, which kind of has the possibility of setting off a volcano or volcanoes, and that in turn, we've got the wave connected there, could generate another tsunami, which could lead us back to this first image where we have the smoke rolling over like a tsunami wave. Volcano, tsunami, smoke and water, it kind of goes together. So all of those images connect together, and they all have interpretations for today. The last image down here may not connect with today, but there is an interpretation for it, and I believe this is the image of the hand of God coming down, possible indications for rapture or purification with the woman's blood drying up. However, there is the fact that she sees the missile in her eyes when she's looking through the bars of her cell, which could be related to the missile up here, or even the house, which is shaped like a nuclear rocket. So that kind of tells a whole story, and it's something that I'm gonna watch for and pray against today. Beyond that, the fourth is just a hangman, so I'm not sure if that is a correct interpretation or not, but if a lot of this goes on today, then the symbol for death may make sense. Not only is it a symbol for death being a hangman, but the hangman is also shaped like the diagram of a circuit, which is not connected. So it may be that there's problems with the electricity. If that is connected with Iran, then it may be a cyber attack. Something to watch out for, I guess. Tomorrow I will talk about the 5th, if I can, God willing, or Heavenly Father willing. Just as a quick preview to see what's on the 5th, there's a lot of different connections to potentially Donald Trump, the Donald Trump figure on the back over here, the skeleton figure of death. Again, this could connect to Abraham Lincoln, that style of dress. If it's a skeleton representing death, then maybe 2 days before, on the 3rd, from the other image that we looked at, maybe things have happened with the Abraham Lincoln, excuse me, or even the US Embassy. That's also something to watch out for. But again, the big dent in the head just here, the 5 behind it, or the 1-5, potentially January 5th, to watch out for. Yeah, I'll get into all of that tomorrow, but for now, today we watch for the events mostly, I believe, in the Middle East, and again, looks like some information surrounding the House or Senate, potentially a Red Lobster restaurant. Always put that one just to the side because of the Red Lobster claw on the side there, and also the church in New York, which survived the 9/11 attacks. Maybe that catches on fire today. You guys keep in watch. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and may the Heavenly Father bless you.